Hello and welcome to Blockchain Silver, the place where we analyze what in the world is going on in crypto. Today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and how it pays a yearly compound interest rate, and it's a lot higher than what you would think. Warning, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It is best to do your own due diligence, form your own conclusions, and invest based on your opinion of the market. Cryptocurrency markets are highly speculative and may lose value. Be safe out there. So we'll get into it here in a minute about what the interest rate is. I want to point out 7 characteristics of money and how Bitcoin, the dollar, and you could even say commodities like wheat, oil, gold, whatever, have also been used over time. But really how Bitcoin has a competitive advantage over all of these. And so one of the characteristics needs to be portable. This is pretty easy, just can be transferred around. You can transfer dollars pretty easily, Bitcoin. You could even transfer gold. If you had an ounce of gold in your pocket, that's about $1,500 worth. That can be transferred pretty easily. It can be durable, needs to be able to withstand wear, tear, and use. So it needs to be able to be used over and over and over and not fall apart or come apart. I'd say gold definitely, silver, yes. The dollar, yeah, because I've seen some pretty old bills, and I've seen coins from the 50s and 60s, and even ones today from the 60s that are still used. Fungible means one unit needs to equal another same unit. So Bitcoin is fungible, the dollar is fungible, gold is fungible because 1 ounce of gold equals another same ounce. Diamonds, though, however, are not fungible because every single diamond is a little different. The clarity, the color, the size. 1 pound of wheat equals 1 pound of wheat, stuff like that. Divisible, can be divided. Bitcoin, yes, easily. The dollar, yes. Gold can be divided. It's hard to divide it, but you can with gold. And also a store of value. It needs to maintain or grows in value over time. This is about the only thing that Bitcoin still does not meet yet, and it's not widely accepted. It's accepted in some spots, but when there comes a day where you can use Bitcoin anywhere, then that's when it'll meet all of these, and then also can't be counterfeited. And so this is about 1.5 years, 2 years old. I seen a commentator on CNBC. They said it right now it would cost about $31 billion to calculate or to inject a counterfeit Bitcoin into the system. You'd have to take over the network with mining power. You'd have to start unwinding the blocks, put phony transactions in them. You'd be further ahead just to buy a Bitcoin they're going for about 8,300 today. Why would you go through all of this? You'd be further ahead just to buy Bitcoin. And also one thing I want to point out, store of value, the dollar is not a store of value. It doesn't maintain its purchasing power over time. And here's one way that we can figure that out. There's an article here. It's called, Here's What a Fast Food Burger Cost the Year You Were Born. And I won't get into the whole article. I want to keep this video short. But what it does is they're taking 3 places that are still open today, McDonald's, Burger King, White Castle. They add them up, they divide it by 3, and that's how they give you a average burger cost. And this video also is from 1955, and they're using 1960 if you noticed the differences here. And so anyways, pretty good article. And in 1971, we came off the gold standard. So if you notice, burgers were 21 cents. This is their most basic plain Jane burger. And so 22 cents in 67, in 69, 16 cents, And so in 1970, we were still on the gold standard, 18 cents. And 71, we came off the gold standard, and look at the jump. And so this gold maintains its purchasing power over long periods of time. And so it came down a little bit, but was still above the 18 cents of 1970. Then look at that massive increase, 1978. So just in a short 7 years, from 18 cents, they jumped up to 64 cents. And so this is what fiat currencies do. They lose their purchasing power over time. And so I won't get into it, but today we keep going. And the reason I used food is because food is not volatile. It's pretty constant. You have a certain amount of people that are born every year. They're going to have to eat. It's one thing you can't put off. You can put off buying cars and buying clothes and houses, but you can't put off eating. People have to eat. So food is a great thing. If you ever want to gauge inflation, food is the thing to use. And so we get to 2018, and a burger today, they took all three, here they got 4 now. They added them up, divided by 4, and that's your average. And so if you think about it, over, 50 years, almost 60 years, they've increased 10 times in value. So the dollar has lost 10 times of purchasing power. So really not a good store of value. And so that's it. That's for this article anyways. And so now let's get on to what everybody has been waiting for. Here is the compound interest calculation today. Oh yeah. So let's take a look at what Bitcoin is trading for. BTC 83.69 on October 1st. Let me bring up that. And so compound interest calculation, we got Bitcoin trading at 83.69 on October 1st, 2019. So this here is the amount, and the amount equals the original principal investment, and then in parentheses 1 plus the interest rate divided by 12 months in a year times to the 10.5 power, which would be 10.5 years. And so it's real simple. If we bought a Bitcoin, if we were smart enough to buy one, which I know I didn't, but if we bought one at 5 cents back in when they first began trading, 2010, 2011, whenever it was, 5 cents, 1 plus 25.73 divided by 12 months in a year to the 10.5 power gives us the 83.69 amount. And so you may be wondering, well, isn't that 25%? The decimal gets moved. So say you have a mortgage and you're paying 3% or 4% or 7% or whatever. You take that mortgage rate, and when you plug that in, if you try this on a calculator, let's just say it's 4%, you would put this in at 0.04, and that is your yearly compound interest rate. So the decimal gets moved. So say this was the 3.00, it gets moved 2 times, and that would be 3.00. So you move it back, this would be a 0.03, figuring on a 3% mortgage. So 25.73, the decimal gets moved twice to get it out of the hundredths, and we come up with a 2,573% yearly compounded interest rate. So if we would have bought it, held on to it, and just continually kept holding on to it, this is what we come up with. Now, there would have been a few years where you wouldn't have made anything. 2014, you wouldn't have made anything. 2015, probably broke even or maybe made a little bit, but on average, this is what it's doing. And so by buying Bitcoin and holding on to it, you don't have to worry about the Federal Reserve benchmark interest rates, you don't have to worry if they're going to increase them, drop them, whatever. Now, it's almost as if monetary policy, it really doesn't even apply anymore with Bitcoin. It don't matter. Bitcoin is its own thing. It does its own thing. And risky, you don't have to worry about risky investments. You buy it, you sit on it, and you wait. And that's it. And so that's it for today. If you like the video, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you for coming over to Blockchain Silver, and remember to stay safe out there.